Season 3, Episode 2, titled Sick. In this episode, we stay in the prison. So we pick up right after the last episode. The crew is getting a table together to stroll fucking Hershel out. At the same time, they have to find out who are these 5 guys there. And it's that they're just survivors that were locked in there. They got locked inside there, and they think that they've been waiting for 10 months for a rescue crew. Rick's like, if you're looking for a rescue crew, don't waste your time. Like, get out and just go, because there ain't none coming. And they bounce, and these 5 guys look, and they see the leftover foot, and they're just like, what the fuck just happened here? Like, what was that? You know, so then they follow Rick and them out into cell block C. Rick, Carol and all the girls are trying to help Hershel's foot. They're looking for supplies. They don't have any, so they're trying to find as many sheets as they can to try to stop the bleeding. So then the girls, they hear this other 5 guys, the 5 prisoners, walk out, and Daryl was waiting with his crossbow to greet them, and they're like, what's going on over there? What happened to that guy? He's like, he got bit. Well, that actually happened earlier, but either way, so that they have a gun, the 5 prisoners. One of them, the only name I really know is Tomas so far. I think the other 2, I'll probably find out, Alex or something, I don't know. But I know one of them, there's a picture online that says LL Cool J, Danny Trejo, and all these names. They forgot to name the short guy, who I will name as Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart over there and Tomas, they have a sexual relationship, in my opinion. These 2 are not just friends. They look like little Kevin Hart was Tomas's bitch in the prison, or something like that. That's what it seems like to me. Anyway, so they're clueless. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They're like, listen, do you guys have a phone? So we could call our families and shit like that. And Rick has to tell them, listen, there's nothing. There's no world out there. It's all over. And like, bullshit. They don't believe it. And it's like, well, go out and find out. So then they go out and they see like all the prisoners are dead in the courtyard. They're looking around. They're like, how'd you guys get in here? And they're like, oh, we cut a hole in the fence. And it's like, there's no way these 3 fucks or these guys managed to do all this. It's like, it's ridiculous. And it's like, well, it is what it is. And they want to go back to their cell block. Rick's like, no, we're using it. It's ours. They said, well, listen, you guys could go take the... This is what Tomas says. You guys could take the courtyard and stay over there. We will let you stay there. And they're like, nah, we took this prison. We let you free. Yeah, it's our prison. And he's like, they get into well, you're in our cell block. You got to get the fuck out of our cell block. And they're like, nope, Rick's ready to fucking kill them. And I think so is Daryl. They're like, we're not having this shit. We'll fucking take them out. And one of the guys is like, listen. There are other cell blocks, So Rick comes to the decision, and he goes, listen, how much food do you have in there? You give us half your food, we'll clear out a cell block for you. We'll help you clear out a cell block. And they go, all right. They try to tell them, look, you got to kill them in the head. Don't make noise. No, none of this shit. Just like, go hit them in the head. And they go, you don't have to tell us how to kill them, man. And they're like, they ain't men. These aren't men. So they're in the tombs, headed to another cell block. Walkers start coming up, and they start going screaming and attacking them, and they have no idea what's going on. Because you have to remember, they've been in here for 10 years. For 10 months. So they have no idea how to kill a walker. They've never killed one before. And so Rick and them are just looking at them like how crazy they are. But just imagine, like, this is how people were reacting when the original outbreak happened. Like, they don't know how to kill these things. They just kept on and on and on, stabbing them in all these different places. And then they figured out, oh shit, it's the head. So you have to put it into that perspective. Like, they're watching people encounter this for the first time. It's kind of surprising for them and also ridiculous. So they tell them, no, the head, okay, it's the head. The prisoners learn, okay, we gotta kill him in the head. This big tall motherfucker gets bit, or scratched actually. He gets scratched on his back. And they're like, help him, come on. He's like, I don't feel anything, I'm okay, I'm fine. They're like, nah, it's too late, you're done. Like, you got scratched. He goes, what about your other friend? He goes, look where he got bit. Like, he got bit on the leg. Like, your friend got scratched on his back, he's done. And then Tomas just comes and fucking boom behind the guy's back, just murders him, just smashing his fucking brains in with this, I don't know what it was, a stick or some shit. Just destroyed this guy who was like 6 foot something. I felt so terrible, and Rick and there's just looking, and Tomas looks at Rick, and his whole face is covered in blood, and it's like, what the fuck? At the same time this is happening, Hershel's still fucking passed out. They're trying to stop the bleeding. Carl goes and he finds a fucking bag of fucking supplies, and they're like, "Where'd you get this?" He's like, "Oh, I found the infirmary." He's like, "You left by yourself?" He's like, "Yeah." And his mom's like, "Are you crazy?" And he's like, "Get off my back!" It sounds like Shane. And then Beth's like, "Carl, you can't speak to her that way. She's your mother." And Carl gets hissy and walks out. Carol decides to tell Glenn, "Look, I need your help. I need to get a walker girl. I need to find out how to, I need to experiment how to cut through her stomach and her uterus without hurting the baby, because Lori had C-section to have Carl. She might have to have one now, and Hershel's not in any way, shape, or form. Even if he comes back, he's not going to be able to deliver Lori's baby because Lori is overdue." Beth is coming to terms with letting her father go if he does die. Lori confronts Rick and they have a conversation, and she's like, "Well, what are your options with these guys?" Because Rick's like, "They're dangerous. They have one gun, but they are dangerous." And Lori's like, "Well, what do you want to do? Like, what are your options?" And he's like, "Kill them." And she's like, "Well, if that's what you got to do." Rick goes, "That's what you say now." And she's like, "Look, I'm sorry." Like she apologizes. She tries to apologize again. And she ends up saving Hershel's life at the end. Like, he stops breathing. She gives him CPR. He comes back. And he wakes up. Everyone's happy that Hershel's alive. Tomas is being a total fucking dick, and he's dangerous. He fucking tried to throw a walker on top of Rick when they were trying to clear out a cell block. And Tomas is like, "Shit happens." And Rick's like, "Yeah, I get it." And they just stare at each other, and he's like, "Shit happens." And he takes the machete, he's like, wham! Right on top of the head of Tomas. And little Kevin Hart's like, "No!" But he doesn't do anything. And Rick, he goes to hit Rick, but Rick kicks him, and he falls down and runs away. And then, so he chases him out, locks him outside. The little Kevin Hart goes outside, and I think his name is Andrew. He goes outside, and he's like, he doesn't know what to do because Walker's out there. He turns around, and Rick's there. Rick closes the gate on him, and he's like, "Let me in, man! Let me in!" He's like, "Sorry," or some shit, just like that. He says, "Run." He says, "Run." So he's like, you hear him screaming, and I thought he was dead. I mean, I watched this live. I thought he was dead, and I thought that was badass of Rick. I thought Rick killing the guy with a machete was badass. I thought what he did to that guy was badass. I was like, that's fucking awesome. After all this, Hershel comes back, and everyone's happy. Rick and Lori are outside talking, and she's talking, apologizing for everything that happened and saying all these things. And Rick goes, "Thank you for helping the group," and he walks away. And she's just like, "Oh shit! I thought we were gonna get back together." I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. I thought that I liked that part a lot. Like, fuck you. You're a bitch, Lori. You're a bitch. Even if you saved Hershel's life, you're still a fucking bitch. Like, everything you did to Rick last season come on, that reaction is ridiculous. So fuck you. And he's trying to say thanks for helping the group, not helping me or helping you. Thanks for helping the group. Fuck off, bitch. It was a good episode because it focused with one group instead of going back and forth. Another good episode. The first two episodes were good. So let me know what you thought about this episode down below. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.